On January 14th, 1951, the very first Pro Bowl featuring all All-Stars happened, changing the NFL landscape and the season that we all know today. That usually ends with the Pro Bowl. Let's find out the story behind this iconic game. Welcome to Daily Sports History. I'm Ethan Reese, your guide to a quick deep dive every day into sports history. There's one game every year in the NFL season that some people love, but many of us are sad to see, because that means the NFL season is almost over. That game is the Pro Bowl. Currently, the Pro Bowl is played the week before the Super Bowl, but previously, it had always been held the week after the Super Bowl, or a couple weeks after. The reason this started was because the All-Star Game was originally the champion of the NFL, facing off against the All-Stars of the rest of the league. It had been that way for over a decade. Then, in 1950, they decided at the end of the 1950 season that they would change this and to have All-Stars representing both conferences, the National and the American. Each team would be led by the coaches that were in the championship game. Representing the National League was Joe Steider, and representing the American League was Paul Brown, whose Cleveland Browns had won the championship a few weeks earlier. Each team consisted of 31 players, and the game looked very different than what we see today. Back then, both coaches ran a form of the wing T offense, which is a very run-heavy offense, not a lot of passing. And the game was held in Los Angeles, California, at the Memorial Coliseum, in front of over 53,000 fans. Still early in the day, it was not a televised event. The New York Giants and the Los Angeles Rams had the most players playing in the game, and back then, each conference only had 6 teams, which is why each team was so small. The players were selected by the coaches of all the teams in the NFL, along with the sports editors of the newspapers in the LA area where the game was to be played. Even though the game featured run-heavy offenses, it was a 28-27 final score, with the American Conference coming out on top. Cleveland quarterback Otto Graham was named the most outstanding player of the game. Many future Hall of Famers played in this game, and this game today still continues, although in a very different form, as defense is not as expected, and running the ball is not something they like to do either. Thank you for listening to today's Daily Sports History. If you like this, please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Daily Sports His. We look forward to hearing from you, and come back tomorrow for more Daily Sports History.